Clear for Transfer is a free DLC coming to PC. Remind me again of what the date is, so we can all put it down in our calendars.
14th of May.
14th of May.
So 3 weeks from now. Exactly 3 weeks from now, less than a month away. So 2 hours ago, we announced a free DLC for Prison Architect. We have, of course, a dedicated prison that Team at Double 11 put together to allow us to more show you visually how the new mechanics work, and we are very grateful for this. So thank you to everyone at Double 11 for their, first of all, for making the DLC and that to provide us with this save file, because the new mechanics introduced with this DLC are a bit complicated, not complicated, but like there are multiple mechanics interacting with each other. So having all the visual aid that we can helps a lot. These mechanics are so unique and allow you to like bring the management to your prison to a level where not everybody might want to engage with it. So we decided to go with a free DLC format where if you want to try, you can just go on Steam and claim it and then play with it. If you're not interested to engage with it, you can just like not go with it and just enjoy the free update, the free update that comes with it. The free update, which is called the bucket, will of course bring the usual, cosmetic, new cosmetic items, quality of life improvements. So there is also a lot of stuff there. And on top, there are new mechanics. And this is why we chose to separate them. If you're a console player, don't worry, there is stuff coming on console as well. Right now, this is just coming to PC. It's clear for transfer. So, of course, the new DLC is about prisoner transfer. And prisoner transfer between what? Between different security sectors. So the new mechanic that we're introducing is this. We're giving you the possibility to have prisoners to transfer between security sectors. First disclaimer is not all sectors are involved in this process. The sectors that we're going to talk about for this mechanic are only minimum, medium, max, and super max. We have death row, protective custody, and the criminally insane that will not be part of it. And this is, of course, because you cannot really transfer out of a criminally insane wing.
Wait, are you saying that just because... So if I'm criminally insane and I behave well enough, I'm not going to be moved to minimum security?
Well, if you are healed from your insanity, yes. Exactly. This is all about creating an incentive for your prisoners to behave properly, to be reformed. So, because ultimately our goal is to reform our prisoners and allow them an reintroduction into society. This should be the goal of every warden, right? So let's start looking at how all of this work, because we have, as we said, there are multiple systems here interacting with each other and creating like a new way to look at your prison overall. So the first thing that will happen in this new DLC is that the prisoners are now aware of their living condition and their security sector. Let's say that we are looking at like minimum security is here. So the prisoners that are currently in medium security will be aware of how their living conditions are and also looking at minimum security and making a comparison. And this comparison, the difference they're going to see are going to be one of the drives that will make them wanting to apply for a transfer. Yeah. So what difference will they be looking at? Well, to do this, we have a new menu. Like new menus in the logistic menu, and where we can look at the grading of the sector. What's the grading of the sector? The grading of the sector is a score, basically, of how nice is your sector. Is from 1 to, I think it's from 0 actually, from to 250. And here in this menu, let's repeat, it's in logistics, and then you have all the sectors grading. As I say, it's minimum, medium, max, and super max. These are the security levels involved. You can just check what's the grading of your sector and how many inmates are housed in the sector and how many inmates want to move to that sector. Yeah. And then you get a breakdown of what establishes the overall grade. So, for example, here we know that inmate privileges are one of the parameters that you're looking at. For example, if they have visitation right, if they can receive mail, it's always nice to receive mail, even if you're in prison, unless it's advertisement. And if you're sending advertisement to inmates, I have words for you, Mr. Marketer. Or, for example, if they have work access, because with work they can earn cash to use once they're out of prison. Education is the same. Like we're saying, this is all about reformation. So if I can get access to an education program, maybe I can learn a job, and then once I'm leaving the prison, get a new job. How much free time you have? You can see we have ample free time, 20 minutes, 20%, and extra free time, 30%. Yard access, gym access. This is, of course, spoilers. This is something we're going to see in a bit. We're introducing a new room, which is
we'll talk about it later in the stream.
Yeah, we're just going to play around a little bit with that.
Shout out for Twitch chat though for noticing it straight away in the list.
Yes, they noticed straight away. Wow. And shop access, the common room access, the hot showers, and how many hours of sleep. If they have more than 10 hours of sleep.
10 or more, that's too many hours of sleep. Well, that should be a negative. That should be like -10. So then we have the cell quality, dormitory quality, and yard quality. Essentially, the quality of the facilities that are available to them.
This is all new. Like also, like the quality. The other thing that we're doing is so far only cell had a quality parameter, and we're expanding it to multiple rooms. So as you can see, you were saying dormitory, yard, gym. Again, shout out to Twitch chat. Common room, canteen, and classroom. Now they all have their quality parameter, and they will all tally into the grade of the sector. And then there are conditions. Of course, this is a prison that I touched, so suddenly -10 out of 20, high risk of death and injury in this prison.
There's a new warden in town, and everyone's deathly afraid.
By playing with these parameters, checking here what you have and how to improve, you can like lower or increase these parameters. So for example, let's say that we want to give our minimum security sector more extra free time to reach for the juicy 10 points, and then we're talking about the gym, let's try to set up a gym access, and then see how this will impact the overall score. So of course, if we want to have extra free time, we can then decide to go on regime, and we're looking at minimum security, and then maybe here they have work free time. Maybe we just, I don't know. We can maybe reduce meal to 1 hour, and suddenly we have the 10 points added. And for example, as we're saying, let's go here. Here we have some empty space. Let's go to rooms and let's look at the gymnasium. And maybe we can submit. I think the gymnasium needs to be 7 by 7, so we might have to actually let me make it even bigger. Let me just make it very big, and let me move all this stuff away, because of course it's me, so I move stuff around.
Yeah, no, we've never seen this before.
I'm sorry to whoever made this prison with so much love. I'm the new warden in town, and
to be fair, they made it with a lot of love, but also a lot of money. It's yes. You'd never be this deep in the red.
I like find it very I find it very concerning. Like how can you be financially sustainable if you're this much?
Holy heck! Look at these cell rooms, dude.
What? Sorry?
No, look, no, just keep doing what you're doing, and the rest of us can just look at the lovely cells to the left here.
Yes.
So we can. David, go back and do the thing you were doing, and the rest of us will look at the.
Okay. I moved everything, and right now I'm waiting for. Maybe we can hire a bunch of workmen so that they can also support. Like we are in the red, so who cares? Yes. So, let's look at the cell quality here. So one thing that we are adding also is in the logistic menu. We are adding the room quality, like the room quality button. It's already there, but now you can use it to check multiple rooms and their quality. So here we have cells that have a grade of 15 out of 15. These cells are great.
Now, did cells used to be rated on a grade of 15?
No, they were only graded to 10. They are currently live. This, of course, we are playing on the update that will come. Let's remind everybody, May 14th. Um,
On a PC.
on PC. And so we expanded it. So now we have even more possibilities to make your cells better or worse. So you can look at this number. For example, here we're looking at minimum security and we have 15 out of 15. And if you look at the cells, they are ridiculously comfortable. You have canvas and paints, you have a punch bag, this is new, we have a pet bird, you have a TV, you have,
even have a soft pillow.
Oh, you have a soft pillow, like it's very fancy. On the other hand, if I suddenly go and look, I don't know, let's look at medium security, suddenly they are also kind of nice, but suddenly there is no punching bag or...
There's no punching bag and there's no... I
canvas.
think that...
Canvas is missing. And so the score overall, I'm in the wrong menu, the score is going to be only 12.
Only 12.
Only 12.
There's
But,
some... Yeah.
The other thing is also if I look at the maximum security, they are at 3. And the one thing that they have here, on top of the lack of everything, because it's very bare bones, you can say they have toilet, TV, bed, shower, and that's it, is they are surrounded by depressing walls. You can see they are kind of rusty. In Italian, I would say sgarrupato. Like very ruined walls, and these are new walls that we are introducing that will lower the prison cell grade to give you even more control. So we have overgrown, derelict, slum, and rusty. This is the one that we're using, and this will lower your rating of the cell.
But this is not just cells, right? There are more rooms that has grades.
Yes, and one of them is actually the gym. Our gym currently is a 1 out of 10 because we have 60 square meters. We have 6 weight benches. We are adding now 4 gym mats, so hopefully we go to 2 out of 10. And we have no windows because, of course, it's in the middle of the common room. But I'm also made all of this because I prepared, because I really want to show you one of the new items that is getting introduced with this update, which makes me very excited every time I see it. The boxing ring. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at Anders, but the camera here. The boxing ring is here. And I find it hilarious. So now I'm going to place it here, and it's going to take a while for prisoners to use it. But this is hilarious. You will see your prisoners like going there and starting to punch each other, and I found it hilarious. I spent too much time just watching them punching it out. The big difference between the gym and the yard is, well, prisoners will generally, if they have both available, they prefer to use the yard because they want to stay outside. But the gym allows them to train, and by training they might become stronger, and by becoming stronger they might suddenly develop new reputation characteristics. So reputation characteristics, which I now need to find. I had a list somewhere. So basically, they can go to the gym and they get a small chance. The first time they get a small chance to develop one of these new characteristics. And then the more they go to the gym, the higher the chance gets, up to the point of course there is a cap of chance, which at the moment I think it's 50%, which might be changed in the past because balance happens all the time. And these characteristics are already existing in the game. We're not introducing new characteristics, but now they can develop through the gym, through training. So these characteristics are, I'm going to pretend I know them by heart, but they're actually here. I have a note. They are fearless, strong, tough, volatile, and deadly quick. And they can also develop the level 2 of this characteristic, which are extremely strong, extremely tough, extremely volatile, and extremely deadly quick.
What do we have on the other? What are our other security grades? Can we have a quick look at them just to get comparison?
So medium security, which is up here, is 133. As we saw, we have lower cell quality, which I think was the most determining factor between the sectors, and I think that rest is kind of similar. But for example, let's look at maximum security. The maximum security wing is here, and is the one with the cell with the wall that lowers their quality, and there are 127. And maybe I want to make maximum security really unattractive because it's maximum security. I don't want people to be there. I want people to behave properly so that they can be put on a lower security sector, and they will behave nicer to other inmates and stuff, because of course that's also important.
No, but and as we pointed out, this is a free DLC. So if you like it, feel free to use it once it's out. And if you don't like it, that's fine too.
Yeah. Also, of course, there's going to be the option to toggle in and off, on and off. So even if you get it, you will still be able to create your prison without it. Especially since like you may want to spend time first to set up your prison and then to enable the transfers, so that you can first make sure okay, everything is as I want.
But there are a bunch of things to take into account here, right? It's
there is a lot to take into account.
No, but I'm saying when we're talking about how to get someone to move from one sector to another, do you want to talk a bit about that, like the privilege and requirements and stuff?
So yeah. So now, yes, now we looked at the first of the requirement of the factors that will be tallied into your prisoners for like to have them willing to be moving to another sector. As we said so far, is the sector grading. This is called, and we looked at all the parameters that impact sector grading. There are other factors like the personality of the prisoner will also impact this will of moving sector.
Yeah.
For example, if your inmate has no family, they will see little to no value in having family visitation, which
you might have in a lower security area and not in the higher ones.
Yeah, like it's actually one of the perks is plus 20 points, but if I don't have a family, I don't really care about it.
Yeah.
So I might not be interested into that. Or for example, there are certain traits that might make the transfer unappealing, like what if I'm a gang leader or a gang member? I don't want to move to a sector out like where my gang is not. I want to stay with my gang. Or like let's say that I'm about to complete my sentence and I only have 2 weeks left in prison. And sure, minimum security is very appealing, but I would need at least 5 weeks to be eligible for a transfer. So I might just disregard the...
You've not mentioned my favorite reason for why prisoners might not want to move to a lower security sector.
I was leaving this to you because every time I read this, it hurts because you know the pain.
So if you're an inmate at David's prison, you're probably building a tunnel. And if you're in the middle of building a tunnel, or digging rather, not building, if you're in the middle of digging a tunnel, you are also less inclined to want to move to a lower security sector because you'll lose access to your tunnel. So that's a thing that can happen.
Yes, every time I read that line, it really hurts. Like I'm like, yes, those tunnels.
You're like, oh, no one wants to move to my lower security sector. Why is that? Oh, it's because literally every cell around here has a tunnel.
Finally, there is one other parameter that is taken into consideration, which is the difficulty. And how difficult it is to move between sectors will also be tallied in. So basically, this is the other parameter where the players have agency in. So between the three, let's remind the desire, so the difference between sectors, players control that. The difficulty, players control that, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. And finally, the personality. This, of course, is not something that players control. This is who they get. So if we want to discuss about difficulty, we can go to the report tab. And in the report tab, you can see that there is a star for a new sub-tab, which is called transfer. And this new tab will tell you everything you need to know and to set up the requirements to move. So for example, if you want to allow transfer from medium security to medium to minimum, Jesus, English difficult. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. I'm very excited for the announcement. You can first of all toggle it on and off, as we said. And then you can start looking at the requirements. So here you have all the requirements and you can activate or deactivate them. And you can establish how long. For example, we have no staff assaults for 14 days. And we also know that one prisoner has this requirement. No murders for 30 days, one prisoner has this requirement. No escape attempts for 40 days. No prisoner have this requirement. So maybe if we lower it, we can find a prisoner that has the requirement. No, somebody tried to escape literally today. Everybody did. Okay, this happened. No dangerous contraband for 30 days. 1. Gang members are disqualified. We have 1 prisoner that is qualified. And then you have other parameters like estimating offending rate, which is, you can see here, the tooltip is very small, but it says prisoners must not have a specified percentage chance of reoffending or higher. And of course, we can activate or deactivate it. And finally, you have the required voice. So you can decide how many of the above criteria have to met. So for example, right now we have 5 out of 7 and no prisoner are eligible to that. But maybe if we lower them, we can get prisoners that are eligible. No, not really. But then maybe we can just remove this. Maybe also need to unpause the game. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
because we need to.
And we're also still playing on a beta branch, so.
Yeah, no, it's me. I thought that the game was running in the background. Sorry.
There's a Davide issue.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, there is a question from the chat that I saw. Can gang members disqualified be explained? Sure. Some prisoners will be part of a gang, and if they are part of a gang, you might decide to prevent them to applying from transfer. So you're saying, hey, I have a maximum security gang. I don't want the member of this maximum security gang to go to a lower sector. Maybe just because I don't want the gang to move over to a lower sector where they can like bully and terrify all my nice inmates. I want them to stay there where they are, and please do your thing, but there, don't touch my nice people. And then you can also look, you can review transfer, which will bring you to the prisoner tab. The prisoner tab has been reworked. And we have all the prisoner, so we have the different tabs for who is eligible to approve. So we have 5 prisoners ready to transfer to medium security. And it tells us how many cells we have available in the destination sector. And for example, we can either approve all, or we can, first of all, check who they are. Let's see if we can find somebody that's easy to identify. Let's first zoom in. So Pierce, let's look at Pierce. Pierce, come here. So Pierce was sentenced to 25 years for aggravated assault. He has family, and he served 14 years out of 25 years.
Wait,
and
what?
What?
He's 20. He got arrested for aggravated assault when he was 7?
Prisoners that are willing to be transferred and already met all the criteria that you set in the transfer tab. So again, you go here and you set all the criteria you want. For example, here, if you want to increase them to 7 and then go back to prison, we have none that is eligible to be moved. But we suddenly have 6 prisoners that really want to move there. They're just not meeting the requirements that we set.
So that should hopefully, and since we know that most of them haven't passed enough programs, maybe that'll incentivize them to get into the classroom and
exactly.
Get
they
to
will
learning.
Look at the requirements. But let's say that now we have these 5 guys, and we say, okay, we look at them, and only Young, we're not going to look at the age when he committed his felony.
Nope, let's not do that.
Getting moved. So Young will get moved, and we can approve the transfer of the prisoner Chris Young to medium security. Yes, we can. Yes, we will.
So.
And now we have.
Yeah, and he's already changed into an orange jumpsuit, so we know that he's not really supposed to be here anymore.
Yeah, it gets changed.
Holy shit! You transfer the guy who's serving 196 years, but who committed his crime when he was, at least an adult.
Yeah. And then we just need to wait for now we wait for a guard to come pick him up and take him. I think you can just double click on him. There you go. There is the guard. Hey.
Whee!
Wait, guard, you're going to trust to me. I cannot. Okay, there you go. Now you can run at the speed you want. And he will be carried to his new sector. And as you can see, the color of the blouse immediately changes to new sector. But now we also have. Oh, look at Young. Look at Young. Young went to medium security.
Yeah.
But he is immediately eligible to be transferred to minimum security together with coughing.
What have you
That's
been?
impressive.
What have you been doing, young? You really well behaved.
So let's approve all in medium security. I said, yes, this guy can go to medium security. There you go. His laws change, and now they probably like pathing, and then will be transferred back to medium security. And so basically, to recap, these are the three main areas, like three with my hand, that will impact your prisoner will to transfer. So two were the player as agency, which are the sector grading, so the quality for sector, and the difficulty of the conditions for the transfer. So maybe this guy is now giving me a headache, so I will stop. I'm following him. Thank you very much. So how strict your requirements are. And these two parameters you can change. And then there are the personality traits that you don't have control. And these three factors will be tallied in, and they will establish if your prisoners will be willing to move to a lower sector. And in that case, they will start behaving to meet your requirement. That is the core mechanic that is getting introduced with DLC. I hope I did a good job in explaining it.
Clear for Transfer is a free DLC coming to PC. Remind me again of what the date is, so we can all put it down in our calendars.
14th of May.
14th of May.
So 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, less than a month away. Before we wrap it up and say goodbye until Tuesday, when the new weekly stream will start, can I show you a neat small feature that's getting like quality of life changes?
Is it that you instantly change all the dogs to cats? In which case, yes.
No, that's not the thing yet.
No. But yes, you can still show me a neat feature.
It's something that happened. It happened during our stream that I was wondering. So you build all your where is it? All your sectors, and you are okay. Now I have all my sectors, but then I have some areas where I would like to be able to control better who access or not, rather than say, hey, this area is for this sector and this area is only for this sector. Like I had the issue because I wanted to basically create an area where all the inmates could go excluded maximum security. And I was looking to the solution and I couldn't find it. And then I was like looking at the ASA update and I noticed this button here, which is and with this small button here, and I'm really excited about this button, is it allows you to choose which security levels are permitted to enter this custom sector. So you can choose, let's say I want minimum and medium security to be able to access this specific sector. And I want to use this one. And then it will be changed and it's going to be a custom sector. And the very neat thing is that you can create as many as you want. Like you just open and close the menu and you can do it, and you will see the colors of the sectors that are involved. I am so excited. And there are other changes coming, like policy is also revamped. So there is a lot.
And of course, these policies, right, they also affect if someone wants to move to a different security sector.
Sorry?
These policies, they can affect if someone wants to move to a lower security sector.
Yes. Also like here, you can also remove privileges. As we're looking at, we said, like these are all factors that we mentioned that affect the will for your prisoner to to move. Another thing I want to show you, because this is all stuff that happened to us, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. If you're looking at the stuff, remember when I accidentally hired 1 million workers?
Accidentally, yes, I do remember.
I think it was actually last week. Let me repeat the mistake I made. This is how clever I am. I press shift and then suddenly I had way too many workers. Now I have 60 workers, and let's say they are too much. And what we had to do was to fire them one by one, right? Remember that? Now you can have mass layoff. Let's celebrate mass layoff. No, not really, but now you can drag and drop, and you can sort those kind of mistakes. If you hire too many workers, as I did, because I did not realize that if I press shift, I'm hiring multiple workers at once. This is what you do. There is a lot happening with this update. I'm really excited about. But yeah, that's all for today, I would say.
That's all for today. See you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, see you guys on Tuesday. It was a very intense stream. Thank you for joining me, Anders.
Well, thank you for having me, Davide.